Hello everyone. In this video we are going to discuss about how to use Microsoft Word. So this video will be helpful for students who are preparing your report and dissertation files and also for thesis writing people. So in order to know how to use Microsoft Word properly with the proper alignment, chapter numbers and sub-chapter numbers. So have a look of this particular file. So every document has some kind of declaration, acknowledgement, certificate, and some introduction, chapter numbers, all those things. So in this chapter, in this particular file, if you see the font or the alignment of the paragraph is not proper. So there is different types of font, and over here again different types of font, and it's not properly justified over this alignment. So again, so when you come to particular figures, how to add a figure numbers and how to add a tables, so table numbers, all these things. So all these things only we are going to discuss in this video. So have a look of the sample document, and finally how to derive your table of content with proper file numbers. So this way we are going to discuss this part. So in order to do that, so start with a new file, open a new document. So once you open the document, first of all you should understand, so we need to save our time. So in order to save our time, our settings and style should be set at first go. So once you're done with the initial settings, so your work will be more easy. So to understand this, so once you open your Word document, so you find out the styles. So word called styles. So a number of people are not aware about how to use the styles. So today I'll explain you for how to use the styles. So over here you see a normal no spacing, heading, heading 2, and titles, subtitles are there. So let's see how I want to use this properly in my report. So for example, I have some paragraph, I have some figures, I have some tables, and main headings and subheadings. So in order to understand that, I'm writing here, so main headings, okay, and then you have subheadings, and you have some tables, then you have figures. So all these are the things, then you have para. So all these are the things you need to write in your report, right? So how to fix this particular settings in your report file. So let's see one by one how to set the main headings, subheadings, all these things. So I'll start with the main headings. So go here, you see headings. So just click on this, modify. Once you modify it, go for Times New Roman. Click on the font size, desired font size which you need. So I prefer always to go with 14 or 12. So presently I'm taking for 12. Go for automatic and go here for font, format and font. So I prefer to be caps and bold, right? So my main heading should be in a bold and all caps should be there. So I'm fixing with Times New Roman. Click OK. If you want to have an underline, you can add an underline part. So if you want to make underlinings, you can do it. So presently I'm not doing it. Click OK. Now once you're done with the main heading, so first heading is created, main heading is created with font. So if you see, it creates with main heading as with bold and all letters are caps. Now subheadings, so I want the subheading in normal part. So something called like introduction. Okay, so something like introduction I want, right? So select again, go to the heading 2, select modify, again Times New Roman 12 and automatic. Over here justified, so you click for this justified alignments and go for format, again fonts. So here no caps, so I'm not going to use all as caps, so I'm releasing it. So ensure that it should not be checked here, right? Click it OK again. So now we are done with the second part of heading. So once you see, you can see the difference, the heading get changed, right? Now I need for tables, figures and paragraph. So let me do for tables. So again I want for some table creations. So go here, you can see create style. Click on create style, keep a name called tables, click OK. And again before clicking OK, you can modify again. So what style you need? I need Times New Roman 12 and you want to justified, again automatic, click OK, right? Similarly, so table creates. So now it's in caps, right? So we have already typed in caps. So you want to write it in small, the table will be maintained in small letters. Similarly, we want for figures also. I'm going to create for figures, new style. Again, I'm giving figures, then modify it again. So Times New Roman and 12 and justified, click OK. So again, it is automatic or done, right? So when you type again figures, so your style will be maintained. Your styles will be maintained. Now coming to paragraph content. So when you write some big paragraph, so I always go for normal content. So right click, modify, again Times New Roman, justified, 12. Now here I need something called paragraph spacing. So I go for 1.5 spacing, line spacings, and before and after I'm keeping as 0, click OK. Now again automatic, so click OK, done. So all this is ready now. So we have figures, we have a paragraph that is called normal, and tables, and heading 1 and heading 2 is there. So if you want heading 3, you can add it, or you are adding to add some graph, you can add the graph also. So similarly, you can create something called graphs. So for graph styles also I'm using Times New Roman 12, automatic, justified, click OK. Right. So I created graphs also. So first step in Word is you want to create these styles. So create these styles in first go. Now right. So after creating styles, so what I'm going to do. So now after style, it is followed with your levels. So how to add a number of levels in your report. So what is level basically? So level is nothing but when you see this particular file, you can see chapter 1, that is the main level. So 1.1 is a subdivision of that main chapter, 1.1, 1.2, 1.3, 1.4. So all these are the subdivisions of that main chapters. So we are going to create in similar manner now how with the help of heading 1 and heading 2. Okay, go back to the topic. So now I have some basic content here. So I have some content here. So how I want to make this perfectly with headings. So here I have not set the settings. So I'm just going to copy and paste it in my new Word document, which is I already made my settings there. Right. So let's start with this. So your report has something called declaration, acknowledgement, certificate. Then you start with your chapter number 1, right? So what I'm going to do, I'll select this particular part, go to the document where you are kept. Once you select this, again you see something called special paste, keep text only, or picture format, all these things. So many people get confused with this. So always prefer to keep text only. Once you click text only, make sure that this is made with a normal, because I'm going to use this in a particular style called normal. So right, so I click this normal. Now you can also bold it. You can select this as bold it separately, and next proceed with your chapter 1. So I'm going to write something called chapter 1 from this part. So the chapter 1 is going to be an introduction. So how to write in such a way I am getting the chapter 1 followed with introductions. So go here to the levels. Now we are going to start with level. So what is this level? So define your multiple levels. So go here, you have a multiple level list. So it's just near to your bullets, numberings, and next to that. So you have a multiple level list. Select that. Go ahead. Now select the number 1. Write heading chapters. So these are my chapter 1, chapter 2. So give a space and followed with numbers. So you want a Roman numbers or numeric. So I'm going to follow my numeric number 1, 2, 3. Select that. Now you can find out very clearly chapter 1 is ready here. Here is an option called more options. Select that. Now we are already worked with the font and styles. So no need to work here. So directly you can link with particular style. So I'm going to link this with particular heading called heading 1. So which I already worked with my heading, which I showed in previous case. Right. So I'm going to link this with heading 1. Once you're done with this, just click OK. So your chapter 1 is ready. So you can write chapter 1 as introduction. So now you see I'm just typing only. I'm not using any caps or shift holding. So I just type introduction. Automatically it comes in caps. Next, I'm going to write something called subheadings. So what is that subheadings? I'm going to write from here. So from here to last, I'm going to write some chapters, subdivisions. So select everything up to this portion. So I have 3 content, 1 and 2 and 3. So I'm just copying this and pasting over here. So once you paste this, again you see unspacing, number of spacing is there, so you can delete this, all this thing. So how I'm going to work this? So first select this, immediately go to heading number 2. So heading number 2 is nothing but subdivision from your main chapter. So now see the observation. So I selected this e-waste, okay, then selecting heading number 2. So once I select the heading number, now leveling is not done. So level should be done. So in order to do the level, just go again, define multiple level, select this 2 and link this with level 1. Now you see 1 and A is followed. So I don't want A, I want to write it as 1, that is your main chapter, point followed with numeric numbers. So main chapter 1, subdivisions 1, 2, 3 is going to come here. Again I am saying we don't want to follow with the fonts. So I am going to link that with my second headings. Heading number 2. Select this. Click OK. Now once you select this and put heading 2, now your numbering will be aligned. So you can check that. So I am going to write e-waste. Select this. Heading 2. So go ahead, check that level is assigned. Okay. Right. Now you see 1.1 has created an e-waste. So you want to bold this. Again you can modify it, keep it as bold. Now you got it 1.1 as a subdivisions, subheadings. Similarly, I want to copy the same format. You can use this format paint also. This is also helpful for quick process. Select this format painter. Wherever the headings are coming, you can select this. So again, the second heading is going to be this, third heading is this. So now you see 1.3, 1.2, 1.1. It's everything is ready. Now coming to the paragraph. Now you see the paragraphs are unaligned properly, so different font styles are there. So how to do it quickly? So we already know I am having an option called normal. So I'm just going to select this paragraph, put normal. Just select this paragraph, put normal. You can hold control also, put normal. Next, similarly, you can use format painter also. Select this paragraph, put it normal. So that's it. So you are ready with your chapter 1 and subdivisions. So now you see the complete transformation of the Word document which you see earlier, and we have completely changed this into a proper aligned format with proper subdivision and headings. Now we want to proceed with certain second chapter. So let me write it as a literature review. So you're going to write a literature review as a second chapter. So select this, go for heading again, heading 1. So automatically you see there is a difference. So chapter 2 literature review came. So now subdivision 2.1 I'm going to add. So I'm going to write something called e-waste in concrete. So this is my literature. Then effects of e-waste. So this is my second part. Okay. So these are some subdivisions under literature review. So e-waste management. So literature review related to e-waste managements in India. So these are some subdivisions in literature 2. Select this, go for heading 2. Automatically you see 2.1, 2.2, 2.3K. So same way you can proceed for chapter 3 also, something you are going to deal with experimental. So I am writing now in small font. You can see my screen. I am writing in small font, experimental studies. So this is going to be my chapter 3. Select this, just select this, go for 3. Now you can see easily how you can work with MS Word. Right. So this way we can add your main headings and subheadings. Right. Next, how to add a figures. So next we will be discussing how to add a figure and how to give a proper numbering. So many cases have occurred that when you take a printout, the page number got changed and there is no proper alignment of the figures. So there is a improper figure numbers. So how to overcome this kind of situations when you make a report? So for that, you want to make a proper reference and captions for the figures as well as for tables. So let's see how you want to do this. So I'm continuing with the same document to add a figure under chapter number 3. So now I want to add some chapter number 3. I want to add some figures. So let's bring some figures over here. So from the document, I'm bringing some sample figures. So this is my sample figure followed with my name is here. So preparation of concrete molder. So select this, copy, go here and paste it here. So once you paste it, be careful. Once you paste this figure, you may see this style under normal. So we are aware about this style is used only for paragraph. So this is only used for paragraph. It's not should be used for any titles or tables or any figures. So presently when you click this figure or this particular title, your normal is coming. So what is the issue here? So this will be reflecting in your table of content. So when you make a table of content, then this figure also will come in your table of content. So for example, when I click a table of content, so when you see here in the table of content, the figure will be coming here in this particular chapter number 3 or chapter number 2. So we should be very careful when you do this kind of linking your figures. So I can show you demo right now in quick. So just see, have a look. So when you insert the table of figures content, go to reference. So once you click on the reference, just it get activated with your table of content and captions all. So once you go for table of content, now you see this is the table of content. But when you see chapter number 2, suddenly picture came. So students ask questions, sir, my figure came, how to remove this figure? So you should not delete this. The mistake is there. So mistake is in your report. So don't do this kind of mistakes. So go there, first of all, try to remove that from normal style. So this is presently in normal style. So that's what the effect is coming. So you need to convert this for figure style. So where already I give as a figures. So automatically it takes as a figures only. When you click it, it goes as a figures and figure titles. Right. Now go and update your table of content. Now click here, update your table of content, entire table. Now you see that error has been removed. So same case in paragraph. So when you write something in paragraph, so mistakenly you kept in heading 2. So you have kept this particular part in heading 2. Then when you insert the table of content, so when you put a table of content, so you may get that error. So again this will be reflecting in your table of content, the content will be followed. So make sure whatever you are using, this should be in properly in headings. So what headings, what paragraph you are using, that should be used. Okay, so continuing with the figures. So chapter 3, I added one figure. I want to give a numbering for this. So example 3.1 is the figure number. Go back to the reference. Here is an insert caption. So select insert caption. Here you can see different styles of figures, tables, graph and table content, all this. So equations also. So select the figure, and once you select the figure, by default you can see the figure 3.1 is there. So this 3 represents your chapter number and 1 represents the first figure. So simultaneously when you add the second figure, it will be followed with 3.2. And when you move on to the chapter number 4 and you add a figure, then it will be figure 4.1 and followed by 4.2, so on. Right. So here you have an option to make numberings with respect to chapter number, including your chapter number or not. So if you untick this, so figure will not be adding your chapters. So only number 1, number 2, number 3 will be there. So I always recommend that you should add chapter numbers. So kindly include chapter numbers and what style you want to add. So colon or a period or hyphens. So always preferable is period. So go for this period, that is the decimal point. So click OK. Now you see here on the screen, so figure 3.1, preparation of concrete mold generated. So now go back to home style, just select this and put it as figures. So as per the requirement you will get. I wanted to align this in center part, so I want to always justify this in the center part of the Word document. Again you can modify it, put it as just a center point. You can click it on a center alignment, so this gets aligned to center. Understood? So this is the way you want to fix your figures. Again, further that, next figure I want to bring, suppose second figure I'm going to bring. So go back again and copying this figure and this part, copying this and pasting in my document. Again I'll select this, I'll go with figures. So once I click on figures, it aligns automatically to the center. Then I give a caption for this, insert caption. Now you see 3.2 figures comes automatically. So select again, just go for the style. You can use the style figures. So either way we can do it. So now it has been aligned. That's it. So this is the way you bring your figures. Right. Now further that, how to add a table. So next comes with tables. So how to add a particular table and insert with the proper table numbers. So same as like figure. So we want to add some tables. So let's go for some data. So I'm having some table here, fine aggregate specific gravities, or how to determine a specific gravity of fine aggregates. Some table is here. So I'm just copying this table of content, first part, this part, going to my document. So let me paste the table. So once you paste the table, so always remember the table numbering will be given on the top side and figure number will be given at the bottom side. So this is a basic part of report writing. So now click here and you want to add some table, right? So I want to find out determining specific gravity of sand or cement. So how you want to calculate it. So if you have the titles, you can copy the titles. So specific gravity of fine aggregate. So how to find out this part. So give a title there, determining the specific gravity of fine aggregate. So right, so this is going to be my title for the table. Click again here, go to reference, insert caption. Now change this to table, just click it as table. So once you click on table, the same procedure followed with your chapter numbers, everything is right. So click on that, click OK. Now you see you have table 3.1 and again determining title is different. So you want to change this again, go ahead, put it as tables. So now the table is in bold color. So I don't want the bold. So you can remove this part, remove it, make it as left aligned. So now it is left aligned. So this way the table numbers will be added. This way the table number will be added to you. Right. So again you want to check if any level is assigned or not. So here is a heading 2, heading 1 is aligned. All these things you need to carefully check it. So heading 1 is required or heading 2 is required. So all these are the things which you need to take care. Heading 3 you can assign it. So these are the some basic corrections. Again when you do the tables, we need to be careful at. Okay, next table I'm going to insert. Let's go for the next content. So I'm just going to copy this table and copying this table and pasting over here. I'm going to write some title here. So I can copy the title from here. So physical properties of silica film. So I'm pasting here. Now I want the title there. So just click on the table, reference, insert caption, table. Now you see 3.2. So since we are in chapter number 3, it is adding as 3.2. Click OK. Now change the style, tables. Now you see how properly it has been aligned. The same way we can add graphs also, or any equations you have, you can add that same manner, create a equations and add a part. So for example, if I want to add a graph, so for graph again I have some sample graph. I'm going to copy this graph, I'm going to paste it here. Then I want to add a title here. So go for title, So this is a title for the graph. Copy and paste it here. So go for graph. Now again, be careful. As I said, once you fix these figures, so it should not be in your normal. So this is in normal. So try to convert in particular part. It should not be in a paragraph or normal. So as per the graph requirements. So it is in graph style. Now I'm going to give a caption. Go for insert caption. Go for graph and click OK. Now the graph has been created with the style. You can go again, change the style to graph. So right, I hope now up to here we have done with the graph, the tables, and with the figure numbers and the content and subheadings, everything. So now we have declarations also. So now you can go and update the table and add it. So you can add this in tables. So in such case, you can add this part. So whatever the declarations, all this we can add it, and you can add a separate page numbers also. So this is how you make a table and you want to prepare. So next video I will teach you how to add a separate page numbers. So when you paste this here, so you are seeing some Roman numbers. So in samples you are seeing, so how to add these Roman numbers. In next video I will discuss about this, how to add the Roman numbers and also this follow page numbers. So now I hope this video help you to understand how to use a MS Word properly and how to make a report writing. Next video I'll teach you about the page numbers and etc. Thank you for watching.